and the river continues on without the rest of the river. So straightens out or whatever it does and leaves a lake like this.
I guess that's the little one's first national park.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
You have to get a hiking stick and just start getting the medallions and put on it.
They gave us
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our first video of 2024. We're here at our first national park of the year in South Carolina, Congaree National Park. And so our channel's been doing so well, we decided to add a third member. This is preliminary right now. Okay, we'll see how he does, but we've got our new member here. That's Micah. Hi. he's saying hi. So he's gonna join us for this, at least this adventure. We'll see how he does. We're gonna go this way. And if he does well enough, maybe we'll keep him on for a few more. So we are currently, let's see, what is it? February 29th. Yeah. Very rare date. Leap year. So it's what, leap day? I don't know.
Yep.
It's February 29th, 2024. First video of the new year for us because we've been a little busy, obviously. And here we are in Congaree National Park here in South Carolina, just outside of Columbia. We're currently on a road trip down to Florida from the Norfolk, Virginia area where we reside, and that's where we are. Currently headed down to Naples, Florida, so we'll probably get a few more videos in on our way. So got a pretty nice looking visitor center here. We're gonna check it out, see if we can get a map or something inside, and then we'll be on our hike here. We're gonna do the loop trail, the boardwalk loop trail hike, which I believe is the most popular hike here. Okay, let's go ahead and get in here. Okay, oh yeah. So here we are, Congaree National Park. This is where we are. So we're at the Harryhampton Visitor Center right here, and the trail is really just this leg here, and then it's a loop one way or the other. I don't know which way we're gonna go around, with some views along the way, things to see. You got a map there?
It's a self-guided boardwalk tour.
Cool. So they've got numbered things along the way. Trail map. This is map. Did you get one of these? So it's supposed to have a map in it. Yes.
What is that?
So that'll have a map. There we go. So this is a map of the whole park, but this will be the only part we're really going to do is just this boardwalk loop trail. That doesn't look like it. Nope, it's just got all the current conditions and things like that. So before you go, the boardwalk has 20 numbered stops. We have the guide, we grabbed that, and we grabbed a trail map. Do you have enough water for me and our pets? Yes. Cool. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna head out on the trail. The cool thing was when we went into the visitor center is they gave Micah a little badge. Was it a badge or something, or a
pin?
A pin?
Yeah.
So he gets a little pin.
Junior Ranger. Apparently, they must have him at all the national parks because he asked if it was his first national park.
Yeah. So I guess that's something we'll have to start doing, is going to the visitor center to try to collect the badges for him. So looks like there's a little trail down here of some sort, some fresh wood chips or something. But we're just going to be here on this boardwalk loop trail. The boardwalk loop trail is about 2.5 miles long, and it's supposed to be all on this boardwalk. So luckily we'll be perfectly fine, hopefully, with this stroller. I saw somebody coming with a wheelchair, so this is probably going to be one of the most accessible trails in any national park you're going to find. So this is the first thing on the trail. American beech tree. So they said you can identify it by the smooth gray bark. It's a pretty big tree. Probably close to 100 feet tall. Okay, let's go. Mike is getting a little annoyed.
He likes to move.
Yeah, he likes to go. Let's keep going. Getting some swampy area, so that's probably the reason why it's all boardwalk, is because, I mean, right here you can see it's swampy, but I think basically all of Congaree National Park is like a giant swamp, I believe, or at least a lot of swampy area. So this whole thing is just going to be up on this boardwalk. So we're here in February, so not a lot of green leaves, just a little bit, but a little too early in the season. No coverage or anything like that. It's about 55 degrees Fahrenheit today. A little on the cool side. It's supposed to be a little bit warmer, but not too bad. Okay, so let's get to some more views and next stop. Okay, we made it to the first junction. Micah decided he preferred to be carried than to ride in his stroller, so we're going to do that now. We decided to go left, so nobody was going to the left, so we decided we can go more at our pace if there's nobody coming with us this way. If we catch up to people, you don't get slowed down too much. So I don't know, left is probably the wrong way, so the numbers will probably jump here for us. But should be a good hike either way. I don't think it matters which direction you go, because it's all one big huge loop. So just got to get to the end. The whole thing is like so up to the first junction was probably about 100 meters, 100 yards or so, and then it's just a big loop from there. You just decide which way you want to go. So luckily for us, we're here in February and there's not too many people, because this walkway is a little narrow. I mean, it's
for 2 people.
Yeah, I mean, it's just good for 2 people. So if anybody's coming the wrong way, or coming the other way, not the wrong way. If anybody's coming the other way, you kind of need to squish a little bit. So I'm guessing there are times in the summer, on weekends, where it might get a little popular, and it might be a little bit of traffic and stuff walking through here. But swamplands here are pretty cool. Water doesn't seem to be super high or anything. Otherwise this would probably be a lot water. I can just see that the water's the ground's a little soggy. That's about it. Micah seems to be a big fan. He's very vocal about that right now. But so far so good. Haven't come across any other numbers yet, so we'll come back when we get to one. Okay, so we hit what is actually the last number, but our first number since the conjunction there, and it said we were supposed to stop and wait and listen for the sounds of the swamp. And as you can hear, it's dead silent today. Maybe obviously a little too early in the season for the frogs that they said you would hear and other wildlife. And they mentioned, yeah, that's what I said. It's a little too early in the season, a little cold for them. So nothing at that number 20. Big nothing. But they mentioned that the Catawba Indians, right? Catawba tribes were the ones that were living in this area that would have heard those types of sounds here in the national park. So here we are, number 18. I kind of skipped number 19, which was just back there. This here is like one of the original trails. It's one of the original trails from before, where was it Harry? What's the guy's name? National Park. Harry Hampton. He's the guy that kind of started this whole thing up, where they would use these trails like this one here, the main trail, I think, for hunting and fishing. So that's the original trail. And then they said back there at number 19, there used to be settlements here in the area, right back there. And they said, I think there's bigger ones just a few miles from here, where people used to live that were former slaves. So freed slaves kind of came into this area and settled and lived right here in these swamps. Pretty crazy. So it looks like we got some sort of campsite there, cabins or something. Maybe a ranger station. I don't know. And also, if you look at the bottoms of these trees up here, we saw them when we came in as well. There's kind of a lot of burn marks on them, so it looks like there was a controlled burn through here, which is probably why it's a little clearer this way than in most other places. You can see the bottoms of these trees, just like these ones especially. You can see they're black at the bottom from the controlled burns. So far, not too many people here. Just a person here and there, which is nice to get a national park and you feel like you're almost completely on your own. There's a campground?
Oh, that way. Can't be.
Bluff campground, so if that's not the campground, it's over there somewhere. Cool. Some more swampy looking area up here. You can see some more burned wood there. Cool. So I'm gonna bring you back to some of these numbers, you know, if and when they're interesting. If it's just a little bit of information, which seems like some of these are just, you know, interesting information about the history in the area and not necessarily something that's right here, I'll just continue walking. But if it's something I can show you, I'll try to stop and show you and talk about it. Looks like, oh, I got number 17 coming up here. Okay, so this one, this 17 up here, says it's a habitat for the woodpeckers, which is the, what did they say, what kind of woodpecker? They said they were the red cockaded woodpecker. So this is their type of habitat here. I think that they are endangered, so I don't hear any right now, and really haven't seen a lot of. Oh yeah, you can see some. That tree there has got some woodpecker holes in there, right there. So might see some more evidence here in these trees of woodpeckers. here on number 15, and it's actually a point of interest. There's actually something here you can see, maybe those trees there. I'll point it out here in a second. Right through them trees. Let's see here. Can you see the... Yeah, I think it's there. There's a big gray box there. And what that is a former, or these pieces of alcohol still. They said moonshiners left it here, so there used to be a lot of moonshiners hidden in here in the park, or just in the swamp really at the time. During Prohibition, they hung out here and had the stills out here in the swamps, made their alcohol, pulled it out and sold it, obviously secretly around the area. So, and that metal box over there is a piece that was left over from one of them. And that was number 15. Number 16 back there I didn't really show either, but you could see exactly what they're talking about, which was there was kind of not a lot of large trees in that area because a hurricane had come through. I think Hugo had come through and taken out a large part of all the big trees in that area. So now there's a big spot where there's no canopy anymore. So just all these little stops just have little bits. Is that like the palmetto leaves like South Carolina is known for? Maybe, are those trees then? Those become like actual trees eventually? There's another one there. Because you know the state flag, oh yeah, there's a bunch. The state flag has that like palm tree, I think it's a palmetto tree or something on it. So I wonder if that's what these are. It's at least like palm leaves. Kind of cool. So all these little markers, you'd have like interesting little information about the park and the area and the history, and you just walk around, you enjoy this beautiful views. One thing we did notice though, and I'm sure, I don't know, but I'm sure, right, is because it is so nice and cool and early in the season, there are no bugs. But we can imagine during the year that this place could be rather buggy, hot and humid in the summer. So if you are here in the summer, I would be prepared for lots of bugs, lots of heat and humidity. They did warn you to bring water when you come out here, so it must get quite hot.
That was kind of funny because it's like, it's 2.5 miles, why do I need to bring water? But I can see why if it was summer.
Yeah, if it was summer, I believe it would be quite hot, quite humid, and you would want to make sure you bring water with you, especially once you get all the way out. There's no way back other than all the way around. Okay, so we're starting to come across some people here now, all going the opposite direction, which is kind of why we went this way. I don't know if that was the right decision or not, but yeah, some bigger palmetto trees through there. You gotta correct me if I'm wrong on these palmettos, if that's what they are or not. It's like a whole grove of them up there. Maybe one of the next.
It's the next placard, I think.
Oh yeah, probably this next placard. Let me read it and I'll come back. So all of these are the palmetto trees. Specifically, they said dwarf palmetto trees. And we're kind of in amongst the big forest of them here.
And they're the hardiest palms due to their ability to withstand freezing temperatures, and they thrive best in wet, sandy areas where a disturbance like a hurricane causes a gap in the canopy, allowing sunlight to reach the forest floor.
So this is about as far north as you'll see a palm tree. Yeah, because these ones, obviously, like they said, is the hardiest ones and can take the coldest weather. So that would make sense. And then I was right. These are the palmetto trees from the state flag of South Carolina. So look at me, genius man. Okay. We're gonna continue on here. Micah has taken a nap on his first national park. His first national park hike. He saw all he needed to see, at least so far, and he's gone ahead and taken a nap. He's a little bit, you know, for a first-time hiker on the channel, you know, he's a little bossy. You know, he was sitting down first, then he wanted to be picked up. Then we had to like give him a little bit of a bottle, and you know, he needs food. He wants to sit. He wants to be carried. Very high maintenance hiker. So I don't know how much longer he's going to be staying with the channel, but we'll see. You guys tell me in the comments if you like Micah so far, if we should keep him on. Maybe I'll start a poll or something. So if you think he's a worthy addition to the team, let me know in the comments below. I don't know. Seems to be sleeping on the job right now. I guess he does keep you warm. That's one reason why we can keep him. And this, when we see the higher water spots here, it does take it up a notch, the views, for sure. I don't know if it's just not enough rain in the season yet, and this is just as low as the water gets, or if it does get quite a bit higher, or what. I don't know. I like it better when there's a lot more water. So if you've been here before and you know much about like how high the water looks right now, I'd be interested, because I'd like to see it if it was, you know, a little more expansive in the area. It just looks a little cooler, more swamp like, you know, like you want to see when you visit a swamp. Okay, so looks like there's another number coming up here. We're getting fairly close to the midpoint. There should be a pretty cool view toward there. So if this next point is worth anything, I will stop and let you know. Okay, so we are approaching the halfway point. You can see another junction here, and that's where we'll continue on, but it comes over here to the end. There's a little view lookout up here of an oxbow lake. And what an oxbow lake is basically a part of a river that used to run through here. And an oxbow, I guess the river takes like sharp turns, and at a certain point there's a sharp turn and the river either cuts off or ends, and that sharp turn part is still full of water and stays there and turns into a lake, and the river continues on without the rest of the river, so straightens out or whatever it does and leaves a lake like this.
I guess that's the Little and First National Park.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
You have to get a hiking stick and just start getting the medallions and put on it.
They gave us.
It's the Oxbow Lake here. Nice view. This is the about midway point of our hike. You get this nice view. So yeah, I like that. I wonder what this, I think that's termites or something there. Something. Can't imagine a beaver got up that high. Something's eating at it.
Beetles or termites or something.
So they said the, you know, normal wildlife type things you'll see there, you know, snapping turtles and other types of turtles. But it's nice how you get like some type of payoff. I always like hikes where you get some type of payoff. So you get that nice Oxbow Lake view right there. And I guess if you really wanted to, you can see they've designed it where you can come down here. And I guess, I don't know, get into some trouble. I don't know what they're trying to get.
It goes under here.
Does it go under here? Oh yeah, so it looks like there's another trail or something that goes off here. Maybe that's what those signs
that's
are.
The Skyline Trail that we were seeing.
Yeah, so we saw the Firefly Trail cut through here earlier, and there's another sign there for some other type of trail. So there's some trails that you can kind of get down there. You can see that's the trail right down there below us if you want to get, at most times of the year, pretty muddy. It doesn't actually look too bad right now. We're going to continue on down here. There we go. I guess one of the good things about Micah is we have to push the stroller around, but we got plenty of storage. You can bring water bottles with us and way more snacks and food and stuff, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, Weston Lake Loop must be this. King Snake Trail and Oak Ridge Trail all come off of this. So it does say dogs and hiking, but no biking, no horses, and no four-wheelers or motor vehicles. Yeah, the ones that are cut off. I think those are the roots of those trees.
Okay.
So these trees here, so obviously a lot of the time of the year this is all going to be water here. And the roots of these are the roots of these trees coming off, and then they shoot up so that they can, I don't know, collect water or sunlight or whatever they're doing from, so they're, instead of like going straight down, they kind of go sideways and they shoot up in between, I believe. Correct me if I am wrong. I'm usually full of pretty good random knowledge. I'm fairly confident in that. I'm just not 100% sure why they shoot up exactly. It must be for sunlight or for water or whatever, to keep them from getting too waterlogged or something. This is one of these, this tree right here is a loblolly, I think is how they pronounce it, loblolly tree. They've been talking about in some of these spots here, and this was, they said, the state champion at one point. I guess
So there must be a bigger one somewhere now.
maybe they found a bigger one. I don't know how you were the state champion and now you're not, but
It's over 150 feet tall.
and you could see, I mean, we've been to redwoods and sequoia, so not redwoods or sequoia, but quite impressive. If you've never been, it's about as big a tree as you're gonna see outside of redwoods or sequoia. I mean, look how big that trunk is compared to my foot thing must be. I don't know. I mean, 6-8 feet wide. Pretty big. Pretty cool. Okay, continuing on. Micah is getting a little frustrated. He, you know,
Not.
he likes
It's
to
okay.
he likes to hurry us along, you know. He wants to see everything. He's a little impatient. So
He just likes to keep moving.
keeps us moving. He's like, okay, I've seen a tree. Let's go, guys. See more stuff. He's getting excited. He has not seen a lot of things in his life, so everything he sees is new. And he wants to see more. So, because we're going backwards, we got some of our information maybe a little bit backwards. Some of the basic stuff that I was kind of asking you guys, we kind of got here towards the end of the hike. So the tupelo trees are these ones kind of like these here that kind of spread out from the bottom. Those ones you'll see a lot through the swamps here. So those I was curious about because they're kind of unique. And then the trees with,
We don't have any right here.
yeah, I don't have any right here, but maybe future Kyle will post some of the trees you saw earlier. We have those little what they call knees that will sprout up in the middle off the roots. Those were what were those called?
Cypress,
Bald cypress, the bald cypress trees. Those have those little knobs that come up everywhere. And then we were wondering, well, what the heck are those little nubs there for? And it actually says they don't really know 100% what they're there for, other than maybe they're there for structural reasons, because they're in a swamp, and they do get high winds, and they're in unstable ground, that maybe those kind of help stabilize them. That's the best guess they have. So little bits of information that we got that had we gone the right way, we would have gotten right off the top. But go ahead and finish this bit of the hike, almost back to the beginning, and we'll head back to the visitor center. Oh, so that is the end of our hike here at Congaree National Park. So thoughts are that loop trail is perfect for basically anybody. We literally saw people people in like their mid 80s in wheelchairs, and Micah here mostly getting carried. Saw small children, everybody here. Jeez, big fan. So good for all ages. 2.5 mile hike, not too far. Obviously with the boardwalk makes it super accessible. Only thing I would say is probably in the summer it's going to be buggy, it's probably going to be hot, it's probably going to be humid. So that's the only thing I would worry about. I know there are, I mean, we saw some hikes and trails cutting off here, so there's other things you can do, but that seems to be the one that everybody does. You do that 2.5 miles, perfect. Looks like there's even like some type of transit service here, maybe trams or buses certain times of the year, because this parking lot is not too terribly huge. So maybe that's something too in the summer you might need to look into. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, drop a like now. Comment if you think we should keep Micah around in the videos. If you think he's a good addition to the team. And subscribe, obviously, if you want to see some more of this. We're going to continue on. We're heading south into Florida for the next few days. And we don't have many plans. We got ideas of things to see, but we're going to just take our time and decide as we go what we want to see and do. So we might get into some other cool things down there in Florida as we go. So till then, we'll see you in the next one.